Do you have a dialogue with a psychiatrist, for example, once you have seen or worked with a patient, will you then get back and say, this is what I've done, or this is my suggestion, how and what you can...
Sometimes. I had a psychiatrist, a very well-known psychiatrist in New Jersey, turn around, and he called me up. He asked my patient for my telephone number. And he goes, when he got to me, he goes, I want to know how you do what you do. How did you know that he had A, B, C, D? He goes, you put your hands on him once and you read all this emotion. How did you do it? And I said to him, it's what I do. I said, just like you do what you do. And we went through a half-hour dialogue, and he proceeded to send me more clients because of that.
How do you get... Many people are skeptical of massage therapists, healers, and the first thing that comes to mind is, you're a kook, and you're not going to... Do you care? Is that something that bothers you? Is that something you want to try to overcome?
All I can say to you is my practice speaks for myself. I mean, I do not advertise. Everything is word of mouth. It's not only by friends or clients. My clientele, patient base, is also coming in from the medical community. It is also coming in from the alternative community. And all I can say, I must be doing something right.
And you also have professional athletes who come to see you. And
yes, I do.
Okay.
A lot of athletes.
Okay. And
best buddies.
New York Yankees?
I am not at liberty. Would you kiss and tell? I'm not allowed to give up my clients.
Tell, without saying what teams, why would a professional athlete come to you, and what will you do for a professional athlete or some? I know you've said that your therapy is not cookie cutter, so each person is individualized. But why would give me examples of why two or three athletes would go to you?
Shep, don't let my size diminish my power. I am a powerhouse. I flip 300-pound men all over tables. I have a lot of power behind me. That's one of the major reasons. I have total control of my body.
You just gave away something. I think you deal with football players then.
No, there's some big guys walking around.
I don't know if a baseball player is being 300. Okay, go ahead.
But, I use my elbows, I use my knees. I'm very strong. I can get right into the subu, which is a pressure point, and I can really open the whole system up. And also, because it's not just on a physical level, they're able to release emotionally, too. So,
will a professional athlete come to you because they've had some type of injury, or they come to you...
Maintenance.
Maintenance, okay. So they want to continue to be limber or whatever.
Well, it could be maintenance, and it's also if there is a particular injury and I'm called to come in to work on that particular area. So it's both.
Now, give me this is the world of work, and we're talking about what you do. Give me an example of a session that someone will have with you. The first time they come in. You can pick an actual session or whatever it may be, but so someone would understand what they might encounter when they meet with you.
I would think the first thing, again, I'm not on the receiving end, I'm only on the giving end of it. They come into my treatment room. I usually do an overview of a read. As they're introducing themselves to me, I'm already in their energy. I'm already reading what's going on with them, where I'm seeing imbalances, what I need to work on them, if I'm going to do shiatsu, if I'm going to be doing the massage. And then I could verbally be telling them, I think your blood pressure is up, and what's going on with the cholesterol. I could be all over their physical system. And then I could move into the emotional part of them, and sometimes I could just be talking to them for an hour.
What's the most difficult part of what you do, if there is a most difficult part?
The most difficult part is feeling loneliness in an individual. Loneliness is devastating. It's so empty. It's so barren. I can take anger from someone, which is really hard and penetrating. I can take any other emotion, but loneliness is the difficult part. Having that want through my system and want to run over to the person and hold them. I mean, the emotional part of people and what they hold on to and the patterns they create to hold on to it, it is overwhelming to my system.
Are you ever concerned, you mentioned the fact that, you want to go over and hold someone, you might do that they might resent that and they don't want you to touch them? Or is that understood?
Oh, no, it's understood.
It's
they're
understood.
Reaching,
Okay.
They're reaching out.
Okay,
If this
so they're
is
reaching
in a
out.
dialogue situation that you can genuinely, that person knows it's compassion for the other individual who's really holding on to a lot of emotion and really needs to release.
Now, I understand that you've shot some television shows. You're going to be on TV on Monday in New York or this coming week. Tell us a little bit about that part of your profession.
Well, last week I just shot a little TV interview, Maplewood South Orange, which will also be viewed on YouTube. That has to do about exactly what I do and how people can help themselves to heal themselves. Also, we will be doing a little health show, again, being viewed in my Maplewood South Orange. And I just want to say, hi, Maplewood!
And I think people are listening on the Internet. I know one person, at least, who's listening who referred you to me. So,
And
hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa! Also, Maplewood South Orange and YouTube will be doing a little health show, and it should be viewed, we're thinking of once a month. I am here with you today, thank you, and on Monday I will be on New York Cable with Dr. Higher, and his show is called Higher Insights. So, and that is viewed on Sunday nights, Time Warner.
If you were not a massage therapist and a healer, what would you be doing, if anything?
I think I always kid around with everybody. I would be a photographer. I'd be walking into that dark room. That red light would go on and no one could come in. I'm a very, very shy person. But that's what I would be doing, something in the creative fields.
Do you play music in your
Yes.
treatment room?
Yes.
What type of music and why?
Well, new age. I like even jazz. Something very, very mellow. That's not so much for me because once I start, I don't hear music. I don't see anything once I go into my treatment. I shut all senses down except the hands because I'm able to pick up a lot of information that way.
And what type of music do you listen to yourself?
I like jazz and blues.
We have about another minute left with Diane Rose and with her friend Lucille. Lucille, do you have anything else you want to add before we close? Any other thoughts about what it's like to be on your side, the patient side of the equation?
I think it's a really healthy experience, and it's a very uplifting experience and a very happy experience. So for me, it was a blessing. It really was a blessing to meet her and to know her and to interact with her. And it's a really it's a very positive experience on all levels. Even difficulties sometimes when the emotions come out that can be sad or grief-filled. It's still positive because once you release them that you're going to you're on the road to recovery. You're going to be much healthier than when you walked in there.
Dan Rose, we have about another minute. Any closing thoughts? Hopefully in the last hour, my listeners have gotten a sense of what you do, and they have some idea. I know one person called already who wants to join you for a session, so you must have conveyed something right. Any closing thoughts?
The most important thing I could extend out to your listeners right now is the first thing we do when we come into the world is we take an inhale. The last thing we do is an exhale. Our life is a succession of inhales and exhales. When we're frightened, we hold our breath. When we're scared, we pant. When everything is fine, our breath is just nice and easy. To control your life and your healing is to control the breath. And that's the key to a healthy life.
Well, thank you very much, Diane Rose. Lucille, thank you for joining me this afternoon. This is The World of Work. I'm your host, Shep Cohen. And coming up next, The Country Store with Frank Knapp. Until next week, this is The World of Work, and I'm your host, Shep Cohen.